You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Today, we're going to travel back in time to the Netherlands. We're going to find out how the country was founded, the ups and downs of their economy, and so much more. So, let's get started. That's better. The Romans ruled the southern part of the Netherlands from 50 BC to 400 AD. In 838 AD, a large portion of northwest Netherlands was flooded. Over 2,400 died. In 1212, a large flood at Noorderland killed 60,000 people. In 1219, St. Marcellus flood killed 36,000 people. In 1287, the Zuiderzee seawall collapsed, resulting in the deaths of 50,000 people. Did the whole country just flood? The Netherlands later passed on into the hands of Burgundy and the Austrian Habsburgs, and finally, in the 16th century, came under Spanish rule. When Philip II of Spain suppressed political liberties and the growing Protestant movement in the Netherlands, a revolt led by William of Orange broke out in 1568. Under the Union of Utrecht in 1579, the 7 northern provinces became the United Provinces of the Netherlands. War between the United Provinces and Spain continued to the 17th century, but in 1648, Spain finally recognized Dutch independence. The Dutch East India Company was established in 1601, and by the end of the 17th century, the Netherlands was one of the great sea and colonial powers of Europe. The nation's independence was not completely established until after the 30 Years' War from 1618 to 1648, when the country's rise as a commercial and maritime power began. Let's fast forward to World War I. The country remained neutral during World War I, however, when World War II came along, things changed for the worst. Before the start of World War II, the Queen of the Netherlands made it clear that her country was to remain neutral as it had in the First War. She even made sure of this by making a deal with Adolf Hitler that her country was not to be harmed or invaded. However, with Hitler being Hitler, he went against his word and invaded the Netherlands anyway.
The sun rose on that fateful day the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. Without warning or the slightest provocation, they unleashed upon their innocent neighbor the full terror and fury of a devastating blitzkrieg.
Hitler's goal was to unite the Dutch economies and make the Netherlands pay for all of their war expenses and debts. This resulted in widespread famine in the country and the Netherlands government going into exile. As the war came to an end, the Allies helped to regain the Dutch's control of the country. The Nazis retaliated by trying to destroy the country's economy and infrastructure. In result, the Netherlands was one of the most damaged post-war countries. In 1982, the Netherlands went through a terrible economic recession, which was followed by a period of great economic growth from 1993 to present day. The nation's increased industrialization played a huge role in their economic expansion. The nation currently has a high per capita income. Their most recent unemployment rate was 7% in 2015. The Netherlands Bank has been the central banking system for the nation ever since 1948. Currently, their GDP is 764 euros. The government's debt is 73.5% of the nation's GDP. They monitor privately owned banks and issue the country's currency. Reserve regulations and the central bank interest rate are tools of monetary policy that the Netherlands Bank uses. However, since joining the European Central Bank, that authority is now concentrated to all of the European Union. The country's financial sector is very robust. 90% of the nation's banking capital is controlled by 4 commercial banks. By the end of 2015, Prime Minister Mark Rutte enforced substantial formality measures to improve the nation's finances and created vast reforms in the areas of the energy market, the labor market, and the housing sector. The Netherlands' most common method of transportation when dealing with trade are seaports and river ports. The most popular river port of them all is Rotterdam, also known as the Rhine River. In conclusion, the Netherlands has a well-developed economy today in spite of all their economic hardships and history. With their secure industrial relations, floundering trade ports, and new productive reforms, the Netherlands economy will continue to be a financially sound country. Thank you for traveling back in time with us today to see the beautiful country that is the Netherlands. Until next time, this has been
The Twilight Zone.